Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red Rescue Team. In the last episode, we took down a few side rescue missions, and in today's episode, we're going to be rescuing a Diglett at the newly discovered Mount Steel. Here we are, Mount Steel. So, Diglett was whisked to its peak.
Yeah, that's right.
Where are we? Oh,
the peak is 9th floor.
Okay.
Thanks for helping.
Let's go. Man, I love that Dugtrio. Anyways, as the name implies, Mount Steel is home to a couple different Steel-type Pokemon, specifically Aron and Beldum, which means that unless you have type advantage, it's going to be very difficult to take anything out in this place in more than one shot. Or in one shot, I should say. Obviously, ground moves, fire moves, and well, that's pretty much it, because I don't think you'll have any fighting moves at this point in the game, unless you have Machop as your starter. So those moves will be your best bet. Also, any moves that are treated as a special attack. Just because the Pokemon in this dungeon tend to have high defense, but not high special defense. So even if you have type disadvantage, if you're fire, water, or grass, you shouldn't have too much trouble in this place. Now, the biggest problem I'd say early on in this dungeon are the Zigzagoon, and I guess the Spearows to an extent. Sure, they can be taken out a lot easier than the Aron can, but they also deal a lot more damage in return. This dungeon is the first major difficulty spike that I can think of in the game, and that's because it no longer becomes use a technique, insta-kill the Pokemon, and then keep walking on your merry way. Now, the Pokemon in this place are much more resilient, and they can take you out in 2 or 3 hits if you're not being really careful. So, my recommendation is don't be stingy with your Oran Berries. If you're under half health and you know you can't take out the enemy Pokemon in 1 hit, then just play it safe and use the Oran Berry anyways. Because you can get plenty more of those. Those are one of the most common items in the game. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, the Zigzagoon's tackle can deal a lot of damage because of its stab. See, that was like half of my health in 1 single hit. Also, the Pokemon in this dungeon are going to make use of Growl a lot and other stat lowering things, so definitely make use of Wonder Tiles when you come to them. So, the general layout of Mount Steel, well, kind of changes halfway through the dungeon. The first half is kind of one long path, as you can kind of see on this map. There's basically just one little branch, but other than that, the stairs are in just one location. So it's not too hard to get lost in the bottom floors, but it can be tedious to walk through them all. Now, once we get to the second half of the dungeon, I'll kind of explain some more threats once we get to them. Some of the items you'll encounter in this place are the new gummy items. Yeah, I didn't listen to my own advice. I took a lot of damage there. Alright, so that's 1 Reviver Seed down. Good thing I bought some extra ones for the shop. Alright, anyways, as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by that death, some new discovered items in this place are gummies. They're food items that will restore your belly by 25 points. There's also one other thing that they do that's pretty handy, and that's raising your IQ stats. Basically, if you raise your IQ stat enough, you can learn certain additional perks that help with dungeon exploration, such as avoiding traps, using moves only. Most of the things are basically just AI buffs for your partner or your other teammates, but it can still be kind of helpful to have on your main character as well. But because of that, I tend to use my gummies on my partner over my starter. Let's see, what else? Some items you can get also are orbs. Orbs are a new type of item that we haven't yet seen before. I mentioned them briefly in the last episode because the purple Kecleon can sell them. But they have kind of a one-time effect that are pretty random. Some will let you swap positions with Pokemon on the map. Others will inflict various status conditions. So, I tend not to use orbs too much, but there are a couple choice ones that I would definitely recommend having. For example, an escape orb is pretty common in this dungeon, although I haven't found one yet. Those are really nice to have. They instantly let you escape from the dungeon, as the name would imply. So, if things get rough, instead of just plowing through all your reviver seeds and losing, and having to start all the way over, you can just warp out to safety and try again. So, I definitely recommend carrying at least one around with you at all times, just in case. I mean, you never know when something goes wrong. But that's pretty nice. We just hit level 10, which is a big level for me as a mudkip since I learned Water Gun, which is a special move, which is definitely going to help out in this dungeon, since in addition to steel types, rock and ground types are pretty plentiful here too, and they're weak to water. So grass types aren't at a complete disadvantage here because of that. Now, starting on the 5th floor, fighting type Pokemon will appear. Tyrogue and Meditite will be the biggest problems on those floors, because they deal even more damage than the Zigzagoon and Spearows will. Also, the Meditite has access to Meditate, which will raise its attack stat. So if you let it get a few boosts of Meditate, then you're in for trouble. Basically, the big thing with Meditite in general is kill it as fast as you can, because between Meditate and its other move, Bide, the longer you wait to kill it, the more of a headache it's going to be for you. Because Bide will deal double damage to you equal to the damage it took while it was biting. So basically, once it starts using Bide, it won't do anything for 2 turns. And then, after that, it'll release double the damage it took back at you. So if you are unable to kill it during its Bide state, it will kill you in return. So I recommend pelting it with Graveler rocks from afar, unless you are lucky with your partner and have them double team it. Also, because it's really easy for you to start taking lots of damage in this dungeon, don't be afraid to back off and let your partner take some abuse in return. There's 2 of you in this dungeon for a reason. Alright, now starting on the 6th floor, Beldums will appear. The only move that they know is Takedown, which does heavy damage, but they also take some recoil damage in return. The downside to that is, if they kill themselves from recoil, then you won't get any experience for killing them at all, because technically you didn't kill them, they killed themselves. So if they start getting weak, make sure you take them out before they use another takedown on you. One of the most common items you'll find in here are Graveler rocks, though. I'm surprised I haven't found more. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this Pokemon right here just to get a little extra experience. Let's see. There's only 8 floors that you have to tackle, so since I'm almost done, I don't think I'll speed up and play music, even though I normally would in this situation. So I'll just try and find something to talk about. I'm sure something will come up when I keep exploring this dungeon. Uh-oh. Alright, now here comes the decision. Do I take out this Meditite because it's biting? I think that's the bigger threat than the Beldum. So even if the Beldum takes down again, I think I can live. Alright, now that Pinsir is going to be a problem. I'm definitely going to stay back here and throw a Graveler Rock and help Lizzie out. Also, before I forget, I might actually tell her to stop using Growl, just because it's not really that helpful and it kind of just wastes her turn. There we go. So yeah, there's a little bit more customization to your partner AI, since you can just tell them to use certain moves. Alright, take the Meditite out. You got that Pinsir, right, Lizzie? You are a fire type after all. Alright, now the problem with Pinsirs is that focus energy. It raises their critical hit ratio, so they can deal surprising tons of damage if you're unlucky. I tend to be pretty unlucky when it comes to video games, so once again, I try to take them out as quick as I can. Alright, final floor. We're almost done here. Throw a Graveler Rock to soften it up, and finish out with the Tackle. Not too bad. Alright. Now remember, at the end of the last episode, when I was preparing for this dungeon, I told you to grab Blast Seeds, and I meant it. Blast Seeds are going to be a godsend in the final floor of this dungeon, as well as your Graveler Rocks. Alright, Lizzie, I'll let you handle that. I'll pick up more rocks. I'm such a great leader, right? Letting my partner do all this fighting while I'm just going around picking up pebbles. Anyways, I'm actually pretty low on health, so I think I'll use the wait at the stairs trick to gain a bit of health back before heading into the final room of this place. Of course, I just undid all that by taking a crap ton of damage. Alright, new plan. I'll just eat an orange berry. That's a lot safer anyways. Alright. So, let me check Lizzie's health real quick. She's pretty much at full health too. So, let's head up to the top. Look, Skipper, Diglett's over there. Hey, are you alright? We've come to rescue you. I'm scared. You! What do you think you're doing here? We're here to rescue Diglett. Skarmory, don't do this. Release Diglett. How dare you! It's their fault. I haven't slept in days because the earthquakes frighten me so. Every night we've had them. Those earthquakes are caused by this brat's ilk running wild underground. That's not true. Well, it is true that there have been many earthquakes lately, but it would take more than Diglett's family going wild under the ground to cause earthquakes. You be quiet! We'll fight if you keep that up. It's no good. Skarmory's too agitated to listen to reason. We'll have to fight it out. Alright, first boss of the game, Skarmory. So here's where the blast seeds come in handy. You can throw them at the enemy to deal a bit of damage. However, eating them is a more effective way to make use of them, as it does 30 points of damage instead. But if you have a fire-type Pokemon, or just make use of your Graveler Rocks and such, Skarmory doesn't have too much health. I think it's just 65 points of health. Yeah, that's about it. So, after just a few hits, it'll fly away. Hey there, we chased Skarmory off. It's okay now. Come down. I can't. I'm too scared to move. Okay, no problem. We'll come to you. Just wait. Whoa. Yeesh, look at this cliff. I can't even see the bottom. Skipper, what do? We can't get across this. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Oh, hey, you're the Magnemite we saved. We got word of this. We can rescue Diglett from the sky. Hold on to us tight. Don't be scared. We won't make the mistake of zapping you. Bzz, 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 bzz. Oh, I was so scared. Maybe because I was somewhere up so high? My feet still feel like they're walking on air. Feet? He has them. Feet. Error. Error. Does not compute. Does not compute. Well, you're safe now. That's what counts. Yes. Thank you very much.
Oh, you've been rescued.
Great.
Great.
What was that? Am I hearing voices? Whoops. You can't see us?
Oh, they still can't
That's
see us.
terrible.
Where are
us?
they?
I don't even know.
Hello, the trio here.
I'm here. Oh, Papa.
Diglett, you got us worried.
Diglett,
Rub
hey,
some
he's
dirt
not
on it,
hurt. Nope. It was scary, but I'm alright. And it's all thanks to Skipper's team.
Thank you
for
for
everything.
You're
Heroes.
heroes.
We should be thanking our Magnemite friends. This rescue was impossible for us to do on our own.
Oh,
how rude of us. Of course,
Thank you
so much. Thanks, no, it was the only thing to do. And how both our evolved forms are joined trios, I felt a certain kinship. After all, Pokemon must help each other.
I'm impressed.
Sincerely, thank you.
Sincerely,
We must be going. I guess we're leaving now. Lizzie?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Yeah, bye. Alright, and we get some nice goodies. A Pecha Scarf and some Ginseng. We'll be on our way to... Oh, wait! Don't go away! What is it? Would you like to join our team? Join your team? Yes, we couldn't have done that last job if you weren't around, Magnemite. I thought we would need more help for doing rescues in the future. Skipper, don't you think so too? Well, before I answer that question, I think I'm gonna have to call it and leave it on a cliffhanger. That's right. We'll answer the question in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and have a blessed day.